Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video kind of flows from last week's video. Remember the last video we had discussed the concept of a mindset, and not just any mindset, having the right kind of mindset, a positive kind of mindset, in order to be successful on the journey to financial freedom. Not just financial freedom, but attaining any success, really, anything that you feel is worthwhile having in this life. So another thing that I feel would help you on this journey, apart from having the right kind of mindset, is having or constructing any positive form of guidance. So in other words, mentorship. As I had said, the journey can be very challenging. It can be very, very trying. And one thing that can really alleviate some of that stress is having a mentor, having any form of guidance and support from someone or something that you know and you love and you trust. Just really having that thing to lean on to or to go back to really does help you on this journey to attaining success. So I have written down here a couple of ways that you can kind of go about setting up this system of support. Mind you, as I said, like I always say for all the videos, disclaimer, I'm definitely not a professional. I'm not giving this from a professional viewpoint. I'm just simply listing things that helped me, that still are helping me on this journey. So I just thought maybe let me share that with you. So the first point I have here, one thing to note though before I say the first point, is that building a strong support system, it comes in many forms. So it really isn't your typical, it can be your typical idea of a mentor versus new ideas of mentors. So I have like examples of each listed here. So the first option would be finding a mentor. That's pretty easy, that's pretty straightforward. So you need to find someone that does what you love to do. Who is that person that you look to and you aspire to be, or you aspire to do what they do one day? So you need to find that person that does what you do, but then they do it excellently, they do it well, they are, you know, ahead of their game. And you also need to, what's also important is that once you find that person, you need to be sure that you can trust this person, because trust is important. You're working your this journey that you're heading towards of success or financial freedom, it's not going to be easy. And you know, because you've asked certain things of the universe, and you've asked certain things of yourself from life, you know, you're gonna have to trust in yourself. As I had said in the last video, you have to trust in your desires, what you want, and you also need to trust in yourself, but also having this person as a form of support, trusting in them as well, you know, someone you can go to have conversations with, that's also very important. So you can probably whoever you found, it can be in your community, it can be outside your community, you can approach them and possibly discuss the idea of them being your mentor or your guide on this journey. And if they should agree, you can discuss relevant things with them, but always be sure to always absorb something from them. Be sure that you're learning something from them. Be sure that you're not just, you know, having a static relationship, if you know what I mean, a relationship that isn't going anywhere. You guys always need to be interacting, and there needs to be a feeding happening. They need to, because that's a very weird way of describing it, but do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, the person needs to, you know, offer you things and new ways of viewing things, and you also need to be learning from that person as well. So the second point, another form of support, can always be family. They are a great support system. I know in my experience, my family has been amazing for this in my journey and in my experience. Having someone, you don't have to talk to every single person in your family, but maybe identifying one member, your brother, your sister, uncle, aunt, mom, dad, that you can kind of like, you know, sit down and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling about this. What do you think about this? Just having that person to bounce off ideas or bounce off worries or anxieties to can really be medicinal. That's a weird word again, but it really did help me on my journey. So I definitely would recommend that to you guys. A third option would be friends. So having friends that align themselves to your goals helps a lot. Now, I'm not saying ditch your friends, your current friends right now, because they don't align themselves to your dream of being a financial mogul by the age of 26. They also have their own purposes to serve in life, but it would be good for you to go out there and network and find other friends as well that align themselves to those specific goals, because doing that can act as a great source of motivation. It can also act as a great source of energy to help you carry on for sometimes when you don't feel, up to the task. But having those people on speed dial, having those people, you can quickly WhatsApp, send a message to, and just really having them motivate you, it really does push you and it does help you along on your financial journey. So you can start by discussing various ideas with them. I know a personal example from me would be that I started one or two investment schemes with a group of friends. Now, for some of you who don't know what investment schemes are, no worries. I think a following video would I'm going to be dealing with certain financial terms, defining certain financial terms and all of that. So if you guys don't necessarily know what that's about, no worries at all. I've got you covered. So so just going back to having friends as a supportive group. I had a group of friends and we kind of, we discussed, we were talking around investments, and then we came up with this idea around opening up a certain investment collective scheme. And, it's doing well. It's doing great till today. So that just shows you one pro of having friends as a supportive group. And then another point, my last point here, is social media. This isn't a weird idea at all, because seeing that we're all millennials, social media is an everyday part of our lives. So why don't you maybe use that then as a source of motivation on your journey to success or in your journey to financial freedom? Visiting certain pages on Instagram, for example. It's not only Instagram, of course, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, all of that. But for me, I give an example of Instagram because I have certain pages I go to view quotes, to view short inspirational videos. They really get me going. They really push me to, want to achieve more, and they positively pressure me to keep on going. Because sometimes, on this journey, it's so long, you get so tired. But seeing these things, seeing people, go through what you're going through, but coming out on top at the end, it really does push you, and it really does help you, make you believe that, you too, you're worth it as well. So an example of a page I follow on Instagram that really pushes me is Motivated by Success. They're really good. So if you have time, or if you have access to Instagram, check it out. So anyways, that's all the advice I have to give you guys from a personal standpoint. Creating a network of support, it really does help you continue on this journey, a journey that could sometimes be extremely challenging and extremely tiring. So I just thought, let me share at least 4 points as to how I kind of constructed a system of support to help me on this journey. And having that guidance really does, help in a way. Knowing that you're not alone, knowing that there's always people you can look to, it's very, very important. So what do you guys think? Do you have any other ideas or tips as to how to build a successful network of support? If you do, please feel free to share it in the comment section below. I'll be reading, I'll be replying. And thank you so much for tuning in once again.